Hey everyone, brace yourselves for some shocking news. The next time you walk down the grocery aisles, prepare for a serious price hike. This isn't just another wave of inflation, it's a perfect storm brewing from relentless droughts, devastating storms, and global disruptions. These aren't temporary blips, brace yourselves, because the higher costs are here to stay for a while. We're talking about a drastic surge in prices of your everyday staples that might leave you gasping at the checkout. Picture this, some of these essentials could end up costing almost double what they did just last year. And what does this mean for your family's dinner table or those carefully curated shopping lists? It's time for a serious rethink. We've pinpointed 20 critical food items that are set to become significantly more expensive in the coming months. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Stay tuned right to the end, where we'll reveal the must-have items you should stock up on immediately to outsmart this storm. So buckle up and let's dive in, as we unravel the list of foods set to become luxury items in your pantry. 20. Pasta. Brace yourselves, pasta lovers, because the delicious dish that's a staple of Italian cuisine is about to become a scarce luxury. The humble pasta, crafted from a simple blend of wheat flour and water or eggs, faces a chilling reality: a dramatic surge in price. It's not just about the taste, it's about the climate. With erratic weather conditions wreaking havoc, from unpredictable torrential rains to severe droughts, the cost of wheat is spiraling alarmingly. Wheat, being highly sensitive to temperature fluctuations, is producing less and forcing prices to skyrocket. But that's not all. The nightmare extends further into the pocket-shredding costs of production. A harrowing mix of escalating manufacturing, processing, packaging, and skyrocketing transportation expenses looms large, with fuel and labor costs mounting relentlessly. Beware, pasta aficionados, as an overall average price hike of about 10% awaits us this year. Soon, savoring these delightful strands might just end up costing as much as ordering seafood. Prepare for the worst-case scenario where your beloved spaghetti or comforting lasagna turns into an exorbitant indulgence. In 19. Soy milk, the soaring price surge. Brace yourselves, soy milk lovers. The once affordable non-dairy staple is on a shocking trajectory upwards in cost. As a critical choice for vegans and those who can't tolerate lactose, soy milk has been a comforting ally in the quest for a plant-based lifestyle. But here's the alarming twist: this beloved beverage is caught in the crosshairs of soaring prices. The production saga of soy milk involves the intricate process of soaking, grinding, boiling, and straining soybeans, a method now costing more than ever due to environmental upheavals and logistical nightmares. These base hikes are compounded by spikes in labor and skyrocketing transportation fees, leading to fear-inducing predictions of a price surge. Experts anticipate a spine-chilling increase of about 15% in soy milk's price this year alone. This impending hike isn't just a dent in your wallet, but a clarion call for anyone relying on this nutty nectar as a dietary mainstay. The combination of scarce raw materials and relentless demand is morphing this staple into a luxury, posing a challenging question: will soy milk still be accessible to the many who have embraced its nutritional goodness? 18. Almonds, the pricey nut. Brace yourselves, almond fans. This beloved snack is on a path to become a luxury item. The price of almonds is set to shoot up due to an alarming mix of factors, leaving us wondering if there will ever be an end to the madness. Almond trees, known for guzzling water like there's no tomorrow, are facing the wrath of nature as relentless droughts and scorching heat waves ravage the harvest. It's a nerve-wracking scenario as we watch water shortages tighten their grip on one of our favorite nuts. But wait, there's more. The complications don't stop with climate issues. The labor costs are skyrocketing, adding another layer of stress to almond producers, who are also contending with the soaring prices of bee pollination services. Yes, you heard right. The essential bees that help almond trees flourish are costing more and more, making this nut an expensive affair from start to finish. As these pressures mount, almond prices are rumored to swell by a staggering 12%. The dollar store days of almonds are fading fast, and soon we may find ourselves asking, can we even afford our almond lattes and snacks? Keep an eye on your grocery bills, because this nutty staple is ascending into the realm of extravagance. 17. Maple syrup, a drastic price surge. Imagine your favorite fluffy stack of pancakes, now picture it without the rich drizzle of maple syrup. This beloved natural sweetener is facing a financial storm that's about to hit your wallet hard. Harvested primarily in the northeastern United States and Canada, the production of maple syrup is heavily reliant on Mother Nature's whims. The looming threat? Climate change? As winters grow unnaturally mild, the valuable sap flow from maple trees diminishes, unraveling a nightmare scenario for maple syrup enthusiasts. But that's just the beginning of the fright. Rising fuel prices are spiking production costs, from the extraction process to the painstaking bottling to transport this liquid gold to your table. It's a cascade of financial pressures that are about to burst the banks. Brace yourself for an unexpected 10% hike in maple syrup costs. Picture trips to the grocery store becoming a tense affair, debating how much you're willing to spend on this pivotal pancake partner. Maple syrup lovers, beware, the era of affordable syrup may soon be as elusive as the perfect batch of pancakes. 16 lentils, brace for impact. Lentils, once an affordable powerhouse of nutrition, are taking an unexpected turn as they become progressively pricier. These protein-packed legumes, a staple in South Asian dishes, are not just a dietary favorite but a culinary necessity for many around the globe. However, brace yourself. The future of lentil affordability looks grim thanks to the relentless effects of climate change. Imagine unseasonal rains wreaking havoc on crops, drought conditions scorching the very soil they grow in, or intense temperature spikes threatening their existence out of the blue. But that's not our only problem. The invisible yet crushing weight of rising operational costs looms large over farmers' shoulders, making cultivation and harvest more expensive with each passing season. And to add to this, the skyrocketing fuel prices strike again, elevating transportation costs and pushing the prices further out of reach. In a world where grocery bills already bring nightmares to many, lentils are predicted to become 13% more expensive. As they inch toward becoming a luxury item rather than a common pantry staple, it seems the revolving cycle of supply and demand strikes again in its most vicious form. Keep your wallets ready and prepare for turbulence as we continue unraveling the future grocery budget's most terrifying realities. 15 oranges. Brace yourself as we dive into a juicy predicament. Our beloved oranges might just squeeze your wallet dry this year. These citrus sensations, adored worldwide for their sweet zestiness and potent punch of vitamin C, are under serious threat from nature's unyielding tantrums. Imagine the horrors of a fiery heatwave scorching the orchards, drying up those luscious fruits. Chilling frosts are another adversary, creeping in to freeze and devastate the groves. And let's not forget the gripping fear of droughts, which choke the very growth of our orange crops. Beyond nature's wrath, the cold reality of rising costs looms large. As fuel prices skyrocket, transportation expenses are becoming monstrous burdens. Labor costs are also climbing, turning the simple act of harvesting into an economic nightmare. All these factors are conspiring to hike up orange prices by a terrifying 10%. When you stroll down the grocery aisle, you might need to think twice before reaching for that sun-kissed delight. Will we find ourselves yearning for the day when oranges were just a casual, inexpensive snack? 14 shrimp. Imagine sitting down to enjoy a delightful dish of shrimp scampi, only to realize that the price of your favorite ocean delicacy has doubled. That's right, shrimp lovers, brace yourselves for a seafood battle, as these little sea critters face a dramatic price hike. The culprit? Climate change casts a dark shadow over our oceans, wreaking havoc with rising temperatures and increasing acidification. These changes in their natural habitat are threatening shrimp populations, impacting their survival and growth rates in ways you wouldn't even dare to imagine. And it doesn't stop there. As if Mother Nature's wrath wasn't enough, the ever-escalating fuel costs are doing their bit to throttle the shrimp supply chain. From powering the fishing vessels trudging across vast, turbulent waters to transporting those precious catches across the globe, the expenses are mounting. Soon, getting a taste of these delightful crustaceans might just break the bank. Experts predict that shrimp prices could soar by a staggering 11%, a number that should send shivers down your spine. The shrimp abundance we once took for granted is dwindling, and unless there's a drastic turnaround, indulging in this seafood favorite could become a luxury most cannot afford. So consider this your warning: catch them while you can, or risk losing them to the depths of the unsustainable abyss. 13 potatoes. Potatoes, those humble tuberous treasures found in pantries worldwide, are on the brink of a shocking price hike. Picture this: the very foundation of your beloved fries and comforting mashed potatoes is under siege from relentless, unpredictable weather. Unseasonal frosts can obliterate the tender potato plants, while scorching heat waves threaten to stifle tuber formation altogether. But that's not all. As if Mother Nature's fury wasn't enough, the ever-surging costs of cultivation are also at play. Farmers are battling rising expenses from laborers to the essential machinery that keeps their farms ticking, not to mention the unavoidable pest control costs. And let's not forget the transportation nightmare. Soaring fuel prices have sent distribution costs spiraling into the stratosphere. What does this mean for you? Hold on to your fork and prepare your wallet, as potato prices are predicted to climb a staggering 9%. This might just transform your weekend indulgence into a pricey affair. Don't let this buttery, crispy delight slip away. Prepare yourselves, for the potato predicament is not just coming, it's knocking at your grocery store's door. 12. Salmon. Brace yourself, seafood lovers. The savory delight known as salmon, celebrated for its beneficial high omega-3 content, is on a collision course with skyrocketing prices that are bound to make your wallet shiver. As the planet warms, rising sea temperatures and deadly ocean acidification are putting immense pressure on this beloved fish, causing havoc with their breeding cycles and pushing their survival rates to precarious lows. This ecological nightmare is a ticking time bomb for the industry trying to keep up with demand. But the chaos doesn't stop in the ocean's depths. Above the waves, economic storms are brewing as the ripple effects of soaring fuel costs hit fishing vessels hard. The additional expenses to not only harvest but also transport these salmon are making this nutritious fish an unsustainable luxury for many. Experts predict that we'll witness a staggering 12% surge in salmon prices this year alone. So as you savor your next salmon dish, remember it's not just a plate of food, it's a front row seat to a rapidly escalating crisis that threatens to transform a favored meal into an extravagance few can afford. With these unsettling trends, now might be the time to consider what your dining table may look like in the not-so-distant future. 11. Tomatoes. Beware, tomato lovers. Hold on to your hats because tomatoes might just become a luxury item in your grocery cart this year. The humble tomato, a staple in kitchens across the globe, is under siege from a frightening trifecta of adversities. Unpredictable weather patterns are wreaking havoc on tomato crops, curdling your dreams of garden-fresh salads. Imagine drought conditions so severe that they cause these juicy fruits to shrivel in despair, leading to blossom end rot. Alternatively, picture a scenario where excess rain breeds blight, the dreaded destroyer of healthy crops. As if that weren't enough, the dark shadows of rising labor costs loom ominously over the horizon. Harvesting these red orbs requires hands, and paying for those hands is becoming alarmingly expensive. Add to that the soaring transportation expenses fueled by skyrocketing gas prices, and you have a perfect storm brewing for tomato prices. Brace yourselves, for the grim reality. Experts are forecasting a chilling 10% hike in tomato prices. Could this be the beginning of the end for affordable homemade pasta sauce? Will the caprese salad become a thing of the past? Number 10 on our list is one of the most essential and beloved staples across the globe: bread. Can you imagine your life without it? Yet brace yourself, because bread, a quintessential food found in almost every household, is about to put a serious dent in your wallet. That's right, the cost to enjoy that simple slice of heaven is skyrocketing, and it's bound to haunt budget-conscious consumers everywhere. The surge in bread prices is tied to the alarming trend of increasing wheat prices. Global environmental shifts and unsettling geopolitical tensions are wreaking havoc on wheat supplies, driving costs through the roof. But that's not all. You guessed it, the cost of labor is also on an upward spiral. Dough needed by skilled bakery hands is becoming more of a financial luxury than a staple necessity. Not to mention the astronomical increase in energy expenses involved in every loaf's life cycle, from baking ovens to delivery trucks. This perfect storm of price hikes is expected to swell bread costs by a staggering 12%. Soon, your pocket might bleed for that simple sandwich or toast, its jaw-dropping to think about how this could impact your everyday meals. 9. Rice. Brace yourselves, as rice, the humble yet powerful pillar of global sustenance, is about to take a shocking leap in price. This grain, a cornerstone of diets across continents like Asia, Latin America, and Africa, accounts for over 20% of the world's caloric intake. Yet, a brewing storm threatens our rice bowls. The sinister rise in fuel costs haunts the fields, where farming machinery and transportation costs are spiraling upwards. But that's not the end of it. An even more menacing force lurks within the shadows: climate change. In the world's vital rice-producing regions, freak weather patterns are on the rise, bringing catastrophic floods, merciless droughts, and unnerving temperature swings that devastate crops. These relentless elements are not just slashing yields but are causing a dramatic shrinkage in supply. As a consequence, experts predict a staggering 15% price hike in the coming months. Can you imagine the ripple effects of such a nightmare scenario on food security? Prepare yourselves, because a rise in rice prices could transform dinner tables around the globe, forcing families to reconsider their grocery choices. 8 eggs, the incredible edible. Expensive. Brace yourselves, folks, because your beloved breakfast staple is about to burn a hole in your wallet. Yes, eggs, primarily sourced from chickens, are soon to become a luxury item. These protein-packed wonders have always been a cost-effective choice, but now, with spiraling production costs, they're set to skyrocket in price. Why, you ask? It all starts with the essential ingredients in chicken feed, corn and soybeans, whose prices are climbing like never before. The reasons? Unpredictable environmental conditions that devastate crops and drive costs up. But there's more. Environmental impacts don't just end with feed. They also affect the hens themselves, compromising their health and subsequently slashing egg production rates. This cascade of unfortunate events makes egg farming more expensive and less efficient. Add to that the rising operational and transportation costs, and you find yourself on the brink of an egg price hike of at least 10%. Imagine opening your fridge to an empty egg carton that you couldn't afford to refill. Terrifying, right? Keep an eye on those egg prices, or you'll soon find your simple Sunday omelet becomes a thing of the past. 7. Oats, the soaring cost of a breakfast staple. Brace yourself, cereal lovers, because oats, a staple in our breakfast bowls, are witnessing a price surge that will send shivers down your spine. Imagine waking up to discover that your comforting bowl of oatmeal is now a luxury rather than a staple. The skyrocketing cultivation costs are largely to blame, driven by the relentless rise in fuel prices needed for both the operation of hefty machinery and the labor-intensive irrigation processes. As if that weren't enough, Mother Nature has also been throwing curveballs, with unpredictable weather wreaking havoc on crop yields, leaving farmers scrambling to salvage their dwindling harvests. But the storyline doesn't end at the farm. The journey from field to your pantry adds yet another layer of cost. The processing and packaging phases are getting more expensive, driven by the mounting costs of materials and labor. Add to that the increasing transportation expenses due to fuel hikes, and you've got a recipe for a wallet-draining scenario when you next reach for that oat container at the store. Experts predict a chilling average price increase of around 11%, turning this once humble grain into a pricey addition to your morning routine. The question looming large now is, will you still be able to savor that wholesome oat goodness, or will you need to tighten your belt on this breakfast classic? 6. Chicken. Chicken, a staple on dinner tables worldwide, is bracing for an alarming surge in costs that's bound to ruffle feathers. With inflation already soaring, the price of chicken is expected to soar even higher, driven in part by the skyrocketing expenses of essential feeds like corn and soybean meal. But that's not all. Farm operations are facing skyrocketing costs for keeping their flocks healthy and sheltered, with expenses in housing, heating, and veterinary care spiraling out of control. The specter of disease, particularly avian influenza, looms large, threatening to decimate supply chains and trigger more frightening price escalations. Experts now predict that chicken prices could skyrocket by approximately 9%, a harrowing prospect for families who rely on this versatile meat. As we prepare for this unsettling climb in the cost of chicken, it seems the days of affordable poultry are slipping away, casting a shadow over grocery budgets everywhere. Grab onto your wallets and brace for impact as we dive into the potential chilling reality of how this could affect what's on your plate next. 5. Chickpeas, the untold crisis. Imagine savoring your favorite hummus or a hearty chickpea curry, only to find out that these nutrient-dense legumes, known also as garbanzo beans, are on the verge of slipping into the realm of luxuries. Steeped in culinary traditions of the Middle East and India, chickpeas have earned their place as a staple, especially within plant-based diets, where they shine as a rich source of protein. Yet as we speak, an impending storm is gathering over chickpea fields worldwide, a storm brewed by unpredictable weather patterns and skyrocketing fuel prices. These changes aren't just gentle breezes, they're powerful forces wreaking havoc on the machinery needed for planting, irrigating, and harvesting chickpeas. As a result, the cost to produce these legumes has started its relentless climb upwards. Coupled with the ever-increasing transportation expenses driven by surging fuel prices, the reality becomes clear: chickpeas are about to become far more costly than ever before. Experts predict a staggering 12% hike in their price, but the shockwave it sends may feel much greater than mere numbers suggest. Secure your stash now, lest these beloved beans become a distant memory amid skyrocketing grocery bills. 4. Spinach, the price nightmare ahead. Brace yourself for a shocking surge in the cost of spinach. This popular leafy green is about to become a wallet-busting luxury at the grocery store. Spinach is highly susceptible to a plethora of threats, from disease and intense weather conditions to devastating effects from climate change. Extreme heat spells trigger an alarming spin into bolting, causing spinach to prematurely flower and produce seeds, while relentless rain showers can create a breeding ground for destructive diseases. This means one unavoidable outcome: dramatically reduced yields. But that's not all. As labor costs for harvesting and packaging soar to unprecedented levels and transportation expenses skyrocket due to surging fuel prices, spinach prices are poised to spiral upward uncontrollably. The combination of these formidable factors means that a staggering 9% increase in spinach prices is looming on the horizon. As we navigate these unpredictable times, prepare for the inevitable hit to your grocery bills. If you thought spinach was always an affordable staple, think again. This leafy favorite is on the verge of transforming into a costly commodity that might just crush your veggie budget. 3. Apples. Beware of the shocking surge in apple prices this year. Apples, celebrated as one of the most consumed fruits across the globe, are under dire threat from menacing weather patterns that could spell disaster. Picture this: a sudden, chilling frost swooping in overnight, decimating delicate apple blossoms before they have a chance to fruit. Or relentless rainfall drenching the orchards, creating a breeding ground for destructive diseases that wreak havoc on apple yields. But the weather isn't the only villain in this story. Hold your breath for the financial squeeze. The situation gets even grimmer with the staggering rise in labor costs needed for picking and packing these beloved fruits. As if that weren't enough, transportation expenses are skyrocketing due to soaring fuel prices, adding yet another layer of distress. As these factors collide, brace yourself for an unsettling reality. Apple prices are anticipated to spike by a jaw-dropping 10%. Prepare your wallets and brace for impact, as the cost of your favorite crunchy snack may soon bite back harder than ever before. Stay informed, stay alert, and think twice before taking that next bite of the iconic apple, as its price tag soars to unforeseen heights. 2. Sugar. Brace yourselves, because sugar is about to become a lot more precious, almost like liquid gold. Expect a shocking surge in sugar prices, triggered by several alarming factors. The sweet substance we all know and crave, primarily extracted from sugarcane and sugar beet, is facing dire complications. Picture this: rising costs in cultivation and processing, not to mention the skyrocketing expenses of transportation. This is just the beginning. Mother Nature adds her touch with adverse weather conditions. Think devastating droughts, flash floods, and unpredictable climate changes that wreak havoc on sugarcane and sugar beet yields. As fields suffer, so do our wallets. Get ready for an astounding and potentially wallet-emptying price increase of about 11%. This means your morning coffee, your holiday baking, and even your favorite candy bars might start to feel like an indulgence rather than a staple. Watch out, because a sweeter-than-sweet delight is becoming a frighteningly expensive luxury. 1. Beans, a versatile staple under threat. Beans, a vital member of the legume family, have long been cherished as a cornerstone in global diets, renowned for their rich protein and fiber content. But hold on to your grocery lists. The humble bean, once a reliable staple, is facing turbulent times. Unprecedented weather conditions, from relentless droughts to unseasonal deluges, are wreaking havoc on bean crops worldwide. These erratic weather patterns threaten not just the yield but also the quality of these beloved legumes, sparking concern among both farmers and consumers. As if nature's fury wasn't enough, there's another storm brewing: soaring costs. Skyrocketing prices for fuel and labor are significantly inflating expenses related to planting, cultivating, harvesting, and transporting beans. These rising costs are inevitably being transferred to consumers, making it all but certain that the cost of beans will skyrocket by a whopping 10% this year. Imagine your favorite chili or stew suddenly costing more. It's a culinary crisis in the making. Beans, the hardy heroes of pantry shelves, are under siege, and as these troubling trends continue, we may soon find their price doubling, sending shockwaves through kitchens worldwide. In conclusion, the impending surge in prices for these critical food items paints a grim picture for grocery budgets across the globe. As adverse weather patterns, resource shortages, and rising operational costs converge, they collectively threaten to transform everyday staples into premium goods. While this forecast serves as a wake-up call for consumers to brace for economic shifts, it equally underscores the urgency for sustainable agricultural practices and innovations that can mitigate such challenges. Adapting to these changing dynamics is essential not just for the future of food accessibility and affordability, but also for fostering resilience within our global food systems. Staying informed and proactive, both as individuals and as communities, will be crucial in overcoming these hurdles and ensuring that our diets remain diverse and nutritious.